Alright, so in today's stream, we're going to be doing a few things. Doing this because I did get some requests from a few course members that you guys might have some questions you want me to answer. So I'm just going to answer them on the stream. That way, if people have the same questions, they can just hear the same question being answered on stream. Instead of having to answer each question individually. So I'm going to do today. And then we're also going to go over basically the setups you could have taken today. And depending on your target, you could have been either green or red today. We'll go over that, as well as maybe we'll see if there's any setups potentially on gold. On gold during the ADA session here. And then I did want to also do a quick little giveaway to one person. So, for this giveaway, we're doing two giveaways. The first one is going to be, I'm trying to think of how I want to do the giveaway though. The first one's going to be a 1 month complete for free access to the ETU Elite Indicators. So that's going to be the first giveaway. I think what I'm going to do is make it so that people that are on the stream, you basically just react to, let's see. You just react to my message and then I'll just spin the random wheel on stream. And then we'll get one of the lucky winners. I used to do like private group calls with everyone in the course members group for a bit. And I realized we just didn't have enough people coming in just because I think different time zones, like literally half the people within the 100 store course group are like not from my area. Half you guys are literally from the opposite side of the world, which is cool and all, but times just don't really match up well. So having streams on YouTube and keeping these up is just so much better. It's just so much easier too. And I'll ping everyone else in a Discord as well, so everyone knows. Here. But in the meantime, we'll wait for people. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a poll here. So yeah, this message to enter the 1 month free EQ giveaway plus 25% off. And I'm doing this giveaway because we hit 11K subs, which is kind of crazy because I think we hit it like a week ago and we're already at 11.1. So I do appreciate each and one of you guys and your support. What's the celebration emoji again? I forgot what it was. Which one is it? It's called Ta-da, ain't no way. Guess it is. All right. I'm gonna send the Discord notification for you guys to enter the giveaway at the probably towards like the very end of the stream. So if you wanna be able to obviously enter that, join the Discord server. So there's a link in the chat for people to join the server, so you guys can enter. I might even submit it a little bit earlier. We'll see, but it's for people that are interested in entering the giveaway. Again, it's completely free. You don't have to do anything. I'm literally just gonna spin random wheel on stream for hitting 11K. And then once we hit 1,000 Discord members in the server, I'll be doing a course giveaway and a pretty big potentially indicator giveaway, depending on whether or not you already have the course, to make it fair for everyone. Anyway, while we wait for that, let's see. We are welcome Victor to the Discord, by the way. Just saw that. Just joined to the Discord server. Join the course indicator giveaway. Again, I also do appreciate the recent reviews that came in for those that just finished the course. I know the course is quite long. It's like 57 hours of content, but I see a lot of you guys sending some very nice positive reviews. We have majority 5-star reviews on the course, so stats wise, I'm just keeping up with everyone to make sure you guys are on pace to become consistently profitable. Some of you guys have already done your back testing, I'm sure, but you guys have not posted your back testing results. I'd like to see you guys post your back testing results if you are complete with your back testing. Even if you have only 100 trades, that's still better than no results in terms of back testing section within the Discord. So once you finish the course, I want to see each and one of y'all's back test sessions. We've seen quite a few members already, like Ali, Sebastian, but I'd like to see more people in there, as well as payouts too. There's a few people that have already received payouts. A few of the mentorship students already gotten payouts. One's on his third one, I believe, soon. Another one's gotten payouts for a long time already. So hoping to see more of you guys getting payouts too, right? It's not just about back testing. It's also about being able to execute live with no emotions attached and just mimicking your back testing results. Your live trading can't be better in a sense or long run than your back testing. It's going to have to match your back testing data. So if you can't have profitable back testing data, you're not going to be able to be profitable with live trading. It just doesn't make sense from a data perspective, because in back testing you can slow down candles. You're not seeing stuff in hindsight, because if you're using something like FX Replay, you're not seeing stuff in hindsight. You're just viewing the market as if it's live. However, little decisions like revenge trading, over trading, cutting trades too early, cutting trades too late, like holding way past your stop loss, these are things that are execution errors, and they have nothing to do with your back testing. They have everything to do with your psychology. So you want to make sure everything in your trading is aligned. Here are like potential setups today. Basically, it's gonna be a red day. All right, just -1 here off a session low sweep, right? Anticipating us to go higher, but once you look at it from a bigger picture here, we took out this high already. We took out this high already. And on a 30-minute, if you're someone trading on 30-minute, it looks quite dumb in a sense, like longing down here, right? You can see how the range from down here to up here. So if you're longing from up there, you are longing basically in premium, anticipating us to get another manipulation leg, which can be possible before we come back lower. But you can see how we take out highs, we just immediately dump. Take out highs, dump. This one, manipulation lower time frame, and then dump. So just something to be aware of. This is also 2 breaks to the upside. That's another thing you can use as confluence. So if you have 2 breaks to the upside already, you want to be careful, because like I say, price tends to typically just have 2 to 3 max breaks before liquidity will get ran through or seeked. Now, my draw personally right now at the moment is going to be upside because we did respect this 1 hour demand right now. We're holding at least. We even swept a low here of the 1 hour demand. So that looks good here for us to go higher, potentially at least up here before you can see maybe a reversal, mitigation, or continue higher. But ideally, you want to be trading with the trend. So there's -1 there, and then another -1. There's actually a small IFG that appeared here. I think the indicator's not marking it because I have it set limitations mode right here currently, which is what I usually like to set it at 10, 25. I'm sure if you set it to like 100, you probably see it. It just takes a little bit load. Yeah, you can see right there, IFG. So using the indicator, it shows me all my entry models, meaning the IFGs, OBs, things like that. So you guys can just automate part of your trading without having to draw stuff on your chart. That's a -1 here. Next one, we have another IFG. This is the one singular in this leg. So right here, closed above. There's no OB here, so be careful. Just because we have IFG, we don't have an OB. It's low probability. We don't create the OB until this third candle here. So you're not gonna be able to enter this down here with double confirmation. You only have one confirmation. So enter here, and then ultimately a target can be whatever. What I was seeing was really this as inducement. Go to the 5 minute, looks more clear. That is inducement for the 5 minute PY above. However, we held supply right here. Okay, we held this supply here, and this became the inducement for this supply, as you can see. I'd personally never short here anyway. So when I'm looking for a valid PY, I'd be shorting this because there's no other inducement here in this leg except for this. Always look for inducement first, and then you look for your supply demand. So in this case, that's where it was. And we just reversed off that. So you could have caught really nice risk reward today. You can see how today was just basically a day where price goes in one direction. It's not a trend day per se, because a trend day, you're not going to get these pullbacks like these. On a trend day, you're just going to get price slowly climbing. So let me see if I find an example of a trend day. Let's see, what time is this? A trend day would be something like this. More similar towards something like this, where price slowly just goes up like that. All right. When we have days like these are not considered trend days. This is not really considered a trend day either to me. Trend days are very slow, but price is slowly going in one direction. So in this case, if you were to just trade with conservative TPs, target here, you get 2.4, and then you take my OB intro model here, and this would have been an amazing risk reward because of how small stop loss is. So if you were trading both sides of the market today, you would have smashed the market. 2 risk rewards, 7 risk reward. Maybe take two losers. That doesn't matter because you're still up 7 after 2 losers, and then you take another conservative trade here for 2.6, and then you take another conservative trade here, and boom. This is off the internal POC right there. And you could target whatever mitigation you want here, 2.2. I mean, this is ping-ponging the market with precision here. 2, 2, 2, 4, 6. That is plus 7. It's 13 risk reward. So it's literally 13 risk reward of potential profit you could have made if you were trading conservatively. So you guys see how there's pros and cons to trading both ways. If you're someone that only likes to trade pro trend, you're only targeting weak highs and weak lows, well, on days like these where we just later create a small range, it's not going to work out for you well. But you're either going to end up break even or get caught up in chop, in which this case, you know, price is not going to likely hit your TP during the session. So there's a lot of ways to catch trades. This is just an example of when you keep conservative TPs. Conservative traders are going to win on days like these. But on days where price does indeed go towards its intended target based on delivery, for example, if we just hold this 1 hour instead of sweeping the 1 hour low here, then that's when conservative traders lose, because this is not going to play out here. This is just going to potentially do an internal sweep here and then go higher. So you guys can see how it doesn't really matter which type of trader you are. there's going to be good and bad days depending on how price delivers. That's not something we can anticipate or control. All right, this is something to keep in the back of your mind whenever you're trading. So if you come and end your day red because of this, and let's say you're someone that doesn't trade with conservative TPs, there's nothing wrong with your trading. All right, this is just variance. It's variance playing out. Again, people that trade conservatively, you would have killed the market. Seriously, even with the 0.03% stop loss, you can still risk pretty well, pretty easily with this. Also, notice why for some reason the lights keep changing colors. Anyway, I think it's the camera. Alright, I'm just gonna send the message here. I'll add the reaction here. And we'll close the giveaway. I'll give it like a few hours, because I know it won't be fair. Some people probably might be sleeping, which is like half of the people in the server or in the group. So give it like 24 hours for people to react, and we'll get a lucky winner. All right. Actually, I wouldn't even be able to spin it, to be honest. Depending on how many people enter, I might just spin it on stream. We'll see. We will see. Again, if you guys are not in the server, will this link work here? Let's see if it works. I think this link works, guys. If you click on that link, it should send you to where you can react to the message to enter the giveaway. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't give away fun accounts at the moment. I'm still waiting for a response for that, but in the meantime, we'll be doing a little giveaway of the indicators, or 25% off the course. All you have to do is just react to the message, and then at some point, depending on how many people react, I'll either spin the wheel at the end of the stream today. If we don't have too many people entering, I'm gonna wait 24 hours and I'll just record myself spinning the wheel and post it to you guys, or send a screenshot of the winner. And then of course for conservative traders, I think you would have taken a loss here. Potentially, depending on if you take the stop hunter here or not. That's just how it is. It's what gold. Gold is, oh, this looks awful to trade, to be honest. Gold is off a 5-minute demand here. This might be even 30-minute. Gold, bias-wise, 100% upside right now. I'm seeing a lot of upside on gold. We took out this major low. We have an impulsive delivery. We mitigated the OB. If we can break up above these highs, we should be pretty good to go higher here on gold. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, since like trading NQ, guys, I think I don't really see a huge difference between ES and NQ. I think the main thing is I can maybe get further targets on NQ. My risk reward has been actually higher on average so far in NQ, but aside from that, there isn't too much difference. Again, sweeps are more often, which is normal. I'm trying to see if there's any questions because some of the course members, you guys might have questions about tentacles. All right, in terms of psychology, psychology is not something really I can answer per se because that's really just discipline at the end of the day. Like there's not much you can teach for psychology, hence why I don't like making psychology content. I'm reading currently the chat here in the Discord server. Just anything I missed? One of the members caught a nice gold long last night. I believe it was this long here. Where's it? 3 or 9 o'clock. This might be his time. Should be London session. And let's see what PY he used. It was a sweep. That's what it looks like. For me, it's not really a sweep. It's just a mitigation here. You also have a mitigation point right here to exact tick. So his entry was using an OB entry model. I guess he entered slightly early instead of at the OB, but this would be the proper entry. And target is very straightforward. It's just the highs, and boom, it hit there. So very nice trade for whoever took it. And then after that, you have your new range here. You're trading this. You're looking for continuations to the upside. You have a PY here. Always look for inducement. Probably say this is too close to where price was here for inducement. You mark this as your inducement so you don't trade off here. You find your PY right below inducement. Those usually hold, and it does go higher. But again, gold tends to do this a lot more than NQ or ES, where it trends more. So you don't really want to be counter trending on gold. It's a very nice trade. Two very nice back-to-back just continuation trades. And if you take a stop runner, you're -1 or break even. I think their risk reward is different. Let's see. His risk reward is 1 to 3. His stop round here. 1 to 3, 1 to 4 trade. It's a very solid trade. Oh. I need to see more of you guys posting in the chat too, your setups that you're taking. There's no shame in losses, wins. Your ultimate goal is to get better every day. Get 1% better every day, that's all you need for trading. Damn, gold was hella nice last night. Because your next setup, you don't get any entry model until here. This gets mitigated, you even take out the low. This is your sweep, this is your A+ setup here. I mean, oh my goodness, this looks so clean. And then your entry would be not the best. All right, be honest, your entry would be up here if you took the IFG. And then you just target the high, continue to trend, it's a 3-year sword. And I believe in this case, we missed the POC here. You might have something on the 30 seconds here for entry. Let's do a poll real quick in the YouTube. I want to see how many guys have. How'd you end trading last? How'd you end last month's trading? All right, that I probably worded that pretty badly, but basically asking how you guys did last month in terms of trading. Did you come out green or red? Again, it's fully anonymous. I just want to see how everyone else is doing. Because I have a good sense of how the course members are doing, but I don't really have a sense of how all the free members are just watching the free YouTube videos are doing. But both results matter to me. You know, both of you guys. Trying to see, there is definitely a discrepancy between how well. I see a pretty big gap between private one-on-one mentorship students. I'm not saying it's just because. It's just based on results I've seen. Like in terms of gap, the free members versus the course members. Again, I don't know too much about y'all free members on YouTube, so I don't know much of the gap difference between free and course members, but I know there's a huge gap between course members and the private mentorship students. But again, also it depends on number, right? Because the thing is, when you're in a mentorship, you're getting held accountable for the 6 weeks. So you're forced to put in real work, not gambling. But if you're just taking a course, for example, you can learn everything, but if you're not holding yourself accountable, or no one's holding you accountable, or you don't have certain deadlines internally that you're setting for yourself to meet, for example, maybe backtest 1,000 trades this week, or create my own system, write down like a bullet list of how I want to enter trades and such rules, then you're obviously not going to be as successful. You don't have much accountability, you don't have much responsibility unless you're very self-disciplined. That's going to explain the difference. And also, of course, understanding the market better. Like a lot of the mentorship students, they understand the market extremely well, almost to the same level as me, I'd say, for the most part. I think the main thing they need to work on better is just a bit more screen time to be able to identify like conditions quicker, when to stay away during the market. But aside from that, everything else is pretty same. Because I keep my system as mechanical as possible. I don't really like to keep it too discretionary. I think something too discretionary is hard to teach. I don't think my stuff that I trade is hard to teach. So that's why I consider it mechanical. Gold took a dump today, but I'm still seeing upside on gold. All right, if you're trading gold right now, I'm still seeing us to the upside. Because, again, if you just go to the daily, we're in daily demand. We swept a 4-hour low right here because of this bearish candle. And just look at how bullish gold is. Gold has been, if you've just been trading with the trend, you should be green trading gold. There's no excuse to be red. Because look at this. I don't know if you guys see this, but look at the conditions previously in gold till the end of August. And then for the past 2 months, look at the conditions. Do you guys see how different this is? This is a daily chart, by the way. This is hella consolidation. Gold was just in a tight range for a very long time, like 4 or 5 months. And now it's expanding. And that's what tends to happen and repeat itself. Consolidation, expansion. Consolidation, expansion. Consolidation, expansion. Because like I always tell you guys, things in the market don't move vertically like this. There must be a liquidity buildup of some sort for people to put in their orders, to be able to iceberg, to pump the market. So that's what's going on right now. We're very bullish on gold. So if you're trading gold, I'm seeing us to fill at least towards this. This is where I think gold is heading right now. If you're trading gold, I'm not a fan of this range. This looks weird because of how this took so long. Um, I just don't think we're gonna come back down here. Probably just gonna push up from here, and then we have a lot of gaps to fill with the upside. We're either gonna mitigate this, or we're just going up here. All right. Again, I don't trade imbalances, so I don't care about this. I'm trading this here. This box right here. So I think gold is going up, and then ES, bias-wise, also bullish too on ES. We took out this low. And consolidation expansion happens on every time frame. It's not just, you know, the daily. There's consolidation, expansion. Consolidation usually happens when we get to a certain area in the market. It usually doesn't happen in the middle of price. It tends to happen at the beginning of a move or prior to a move. Because once you do expand, we tend to just expand. And we won't like tend to expand and expand for one delivery. This is maybe multiple deliveries. This would be delivery 1, delivery 2, but not in one delivery we'll do this. So this is like where the market gets people, because people are revenge trading here. And you guys know, if you're in a consolidating market, it's so easy to revenge trade. It's so easy to make mistakes. But if the market's going in one direction, everyone makes money, right? Buy when it goes higher or when it's moving up. But when it's consolidating, I don't know what just happened here. Let's go back to ES. When it's consolidating, in the moment you think it's going up here, people are probably buying this and having their tight stop loss and getting stopped out. The reason why I know this is I've seen traders do this, and I've also done this myself in the past, where I get chopped up in a choppy delivery. Hence why whenever you're trading chop, you're either scalping for 1-to-1, waiting for sweeps, or you trade with a wider stop loss. Like your stop loss here, if you want to cover everything and you see it's choppy, you can even cover a few ticks below the low that got made, so you avoid sweeps. Like this would be a proper entry here off the OB entry model. And your target can be, this is very late in the day, I just target this here, this or this. But I do think ES should be going for this, because this is the only unmitigated, I believe, right here. But I'm usually not entering trades around 2 like this. This is an A+ setup though. Like a perfect liquidity sweep that made that new high. After we had this accumulation here and accumulating down here. This is really good to the upside. You can see gold just hit the POI I was talking about previously, where it should be heading. So if you're already in a buy position, congratulations, probably hit TP. There's supply. But I do think gold can go higher. Just giving you guys basically my bias, because if you have direction right, the rest of trading really is just being patient and waiting for your entry model. Because when you be patient, waiting for your entry model, you can get really nice risk reward trades versus FOMOing. And like, sure, you can FOMO into a trade and be like this, but the risk reward over long run is not ideal. It's better to be patient. Patience does pay. I think for the giveaway, I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do is, it's gonna be one winner, and if you already are in the course, you'll get the free 1 month of the ET Elite indicator. If you are not in the course yet, obviously you get the free 1 month and the 25% off. If a course member wins, I'm gonna give them the free 1 month, and then the 25% off, I'll just, depending on how many people enter, I'll just give that to someone else. But you guys get the gist for the giveaway. What's up, Stampede? My day's been chilling. Trading wise today was very mid, small red day. Get rid of this. I was going over basically with everyone on conservative trading versus aggressive. And conservative traders on days like these where we range small like this, you're gonna make a ton of money. 2, 7, 2, 2. You can add up the math here. It's like a lot of money to be made here. A lot of returns. This is like easy 10% returns in a day if you're risking 1%. But I tend to trade more aggressive, so I'm not gonna be able to catch something like this, for example. Especially if my bias is bullish off a 1 hour demand level. And then there's people that partial every few ticks. I don't like that way of trading. Sure, you can have a higher win rate, but you won't make as much returns. It's also hard to crawl out drawdown because your risk reward is very small after you partial everything. Like I remember I used to have 4 or 5 partial points on my trades, and what tends to happen is, let's say the trade goes like 1 to 7, 1 to 8. By the time it hits like 1 to 8, 1 to 7, I only have like 10 to 20% of my position left. And so when I do finally close out at the 1 to 7 and 1 to 8, you can do the math, 20% of 1 to 8. It's like a 1.5 risk reward. So instead of cashing a 1 to 8, you're not cashing that much, basically. I think people that partial too often are also not confident in their trading system. I think they lack understanding of where price is likely to head and where it's not likely to head. If you're partialing at random places, it just doesn't make any sense. Price is always going for either internal structure, and if it fails the first internal structure, it's going to go for mitigation. That's the rule of the market, how it moves. People that don't understand that, they're probably just partialing at random imbalances. Are you still doing poker, Stampede? Alright, we currently have 5 people in the giveaway, or technically 4 within the Discord server. I used to trade 2R per trade, now getting used to grab more on spots where the market will most likely move. Spot markets. Oh, you mean that, I see. Mentally is more difficult. In the beginning, it was hard for me to adjust going from partialing to trading high risk reward. But once I was able to adapt or get used to it. Oh, I don't know why my screen went black here. But once I got used to it, it became a habit. I built a lot of confidence. I don't partial ever now. You will never see me be partialing here on trades. I hold everything to either TP or stop loss, and if I go for a crazy target and it doesn't hit, I'm fine with it. Because if you look at my trades, this is a 1 to 7 trade. Alright? And if I was partialing the whole way, this might be a 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Which is cutting out a ton of risk reward returns. Same with this here, this 1 to 10 trade. If I was to cut this out here, this might be a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. But if I'm holding a whole position, it's so much more worth it for me. This one trade here covers 10 losses. That's how I view my high risk reward trades. This 1 to 7 risk reward trade here covers 7 losses. This one winner here for 7 risk reward covers these 3 losses times 2, plus even 1 more loss. Like here's another trade. -1, -1. This one actually, matter of fact, it ran like 1 to 3, 1 to 4-ish. But I don't partial, right? So there will be trades where I just take a loss here instead of capitalizing any P&L. And I'm okay with this. Because I know long run from my back testing and my data, I'm a lot more profitable holding the whole position. But if you can't handle yourself emotionally, this is gonna damage you because you're gonna think something's wrong. But some people are gonna be thinking 2 losses, 3 losses, I'm gonna start raging. When in reality, if you can't handle 3 losses in a row, I think trading is not for you. I'm gonna be honest. I'll say it again. If you can't handle 3 losses in a row, trading is not for you. If you can't handle that psychologically, I don't recommend getting into trading. And if you do want to fix that, you have to fix it by accepting the fact that that is possible. And once you accept that it's normal, not just possible, but normal, and you start practicing going through drawdowns, you're going to become a lot better mentally as a trader. Like here's another example, 4.6 risk reward. I'm not partialing every way here. This hit stop loss a few ticks before there's been times where, a trade will reverse on me after a few ticks before my stop loss, and I hit break even or stop loss, and I'm okay. Because I know like one of these holding full position is going to make up for that by a lot. This, unfortunately, I wish I could re-enter here, but I was asleep during this trade. So my draw was correct here, my target was correct. I just couldn't get the re-entry since I was asleep. See, what's my win rate so far this past week has been 2 losses, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't mean to say 6, 7, by the way. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, so win rate's about 41% here, as you guys can see, past week on NQ. With the 41% win rate, do you see how, first off, capital matters a lot to how much money you can make. Leveraging prop firms matters a lot on how much you can make. You can make double returns just by having 2 accounts or copying 5 accounts. You can 5 times return than compared to having 1 account. I even tell all my mentorship students, once you get your first few payouts, start reinvesting part of that. Don't reinvest everything. Reinvest part of that into more accounts. And now one of my students, one of them has his own like personal account, and another one of the students, he's copy trading 5 accounts now. So instead of his payout, which is pretty solid for his first payout, he's now able to multiply 5 times his return and his payout size, doing basically nothing, because you're putting the same effort. You're just copy trading using Top Steps Copy Trader. There's nothing like special or unique about it or complex. Very nice. We have majority 60% of you guys ending last month green. It's good to see. It's much better than the stats you see on news articles about day trading. So I'm glad you guys are learning a lot from my free content as well as the paid content within the course. So if we have the net risk score just on NQ, is this Monday? This is Thursday. 7, 11, 18, 28. I'll show you guys my stats this week for NQ. Net risk reward is 28 so far, and then how many losses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this week on NQ with my system, should have made around 21 risk reward, depending on which sessions you trade, of course. But I'm letting you trade Asia and New York, unless I'm staying up very late for London. But London doesn't really work well for my time zone. So do the math, guys. I mean, 21, if you average this is considered a bad week for me because my win rate is pretty low this week. Usually I can get it up to 60%. So times 4, this is like almost 100 risk reward in a month. And this is only at 41% win rate. You guys, some people think anything below 50% or below 60%, 70% is bad. That's just because it looks bad. But when you factor in risk reward, you realize your P&L or equity curve looks a lot smoother. If you're trading very high risk reward with a solid win rate, like a 41%. Let me show you guys something. Seven plus. Let's calculate the average risk reward here. It's So 7 plus 4. Oh yeah, total is 28. How many winners do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.6. I mean, 41% at a 5.6 R average. That's extremely good. I don't know if you guys understand how like good that is. People are trying to chase 80 under 90% win rate. It's not a. I'm not saying it's not a thing. I can have a 90% win rate, but my risk reward can be like negatives, meaning 0.05. That's easy to do. 41. Let's use the EV calculator on my website, guys. I think my screen also might be turning black sometimes because I'm switching tabs to my Chrome. We have 5 people in the giveaway currently that are entered. It's a 1.7 risk reward. So despite, below 40% win rate, again, if you want that, there's the EV calculator. Put in your data, but it's literally a 1.7 EV. That's still really good. My win rate for this week has just been not as good, but my risk reward is definitely higher than typical. And they're usually inversely correlated in a sense, depending on how you trade. Like, for example, if I wasn't targeting anything crazy like this, maybe my win rate would be higher because I'd hit TP instead of -1 here. However, that also means on trades like, let's see if I can find an example on this. Maybe I'll only make 3 to 4 risk reward and then take a loss here account trending. But in terms of you guys that are still beginning as traders, I really think all you need is a 0.40 EV. If you can get a 0.40 EV, I think you're fine. You can easily get multiple payouts from prop firms. Maintain a 0.40 EV. Even a 0.20 on prop firms will work because it does not really spread on futures. Now, if you're trading Forex prop firms, it might be break even. But if you're trading futures, a 0.40 is all you need to get multiple payouts. One of the mentorship students I'm currently working with, actually, one of his systems he's trading is a 0.70, and I told him that's insanely good for prop firms. I don't think you understand how much you can make from prop firms with my frequency of trading intraday at a 0.7 EV. You're gonna kill the market. And then the other one's a 50 at 3, which is like a 1.0, which is even better. But he trades my other strategy. So they're trading different systems that have slightly different data points. But the more experience you get, the better you'll be able to identify when to and when not to trade. I think I've done 2 beginner boot camps already. I just feel like the beginner trading content, there's no point in me making more beginner trading content because I have the beginner's training course and the boot camp, and that's a total of like 40-ish videos, and it covers basically all you need as a beginner in trading. You see ES is slowly still climbing up. Same with gold, as you can see, right? Like, people that are shorting here, you're likely, depending on how you enter, you might hit stop loss here, up here. This is why direction is so important in trading. This is how I maintain a high win rate, because I know what the direction of the market is going to be with a high precision. Like my draw on liquidity is very good. I don't care about how much confirmation you get in the market, but for those that have traded long enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've gone through the losses. You know that no matter how much confirmation there is in a trade, if you're trading in the wrong direction of the market, you're not going to win. You're going to lose. No matter how much bearish price action is here, look what happens. You get taken out. The reactions, entry models, these are just ways to enter the market with a predefined risk reward that makes your EV profitable. It's not a way of really improving your win rate significantly. What's your concept of a pullback? Good question. Before I answer that, I want to see. Okay, we have 5 people. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably be on here for maybe like an hour-ish more. If more people have questions. You see many videos. Are you talking about my videos or videos in general on YouTube? Because I don't talk about pullbacks as in pullbacks. I talk about pullbacks as in, are we doing a back to 50% retracement for a mitigation phase, or are we just doing a stop hunter? Those are only 2 types of pullbacks I have. So for example, if this is your previous range and price comes back to 50% discount, this is what you can call pullback. But if we're talking about internal structure where I trade my stop hunter setup, this is your pullback right here. This right here is your pullback. So it's depending on how you trade. I'm trading on the 1 minute, so am I waiting for my main setup? This is the pullback here. Or am I waiting for a stop hunter setup? This is the pullback here. It depends on what system you're trading. So there's no like one size fits all for every single trading system, because every strategy is not going to be the same. Let me see if I find an example of, like for example, let's see if I find one. You can consider this a pullback here because it came out to above premium 50% of the previous range, which was here. This is a pullback. But if you're talking about internal structure, this is your pullback here. So are you trying to trade the internal trend here, or are you trying to trade the external trend here? I mainly focus on trading external structure. I don't care too much about internal, because for me, internal is very hard to trade off and find an entry on the 1 minute, especially when the range is not that big. It's hard to find an entry on a 1 minute time frame. If I'm on the seconds time frame, look, if I'm on the seconds, yeah, you can find a lot of pullbacks here on the seconds. But 1 minute, it's not as straightforward. Unless you're in a range like this, which is massive. We're 50-50 right now. 3 people ended last month green, other half did not. For those that, both ways. If you end the month green, if you end the month red, if you have any trading questions, let me know. I'm here to answer them. I'm not going to be charging you guys to answer general questions. I saw like this one dude on TikTok, bro. I don't know if y'all heard of him, but his name's called like Hub's Life or something. He used to be super popular. I think it's called Day in the Life of Hub. He has like a 9 to 5 kind of lifestyle. And dude, you guys can look him up later on TikTok if you want, but it's depressing. It's called hubs.life on IG. And basically, like, he used to make 9 to 5 content people relate to a lot. his take was that the reason why his stuff went viral is because a lot of people could relate to him. He was working 9 to 5, and he was trying to basically say normalize the 9 to 5. I think that's a very unique stance that a lot of people don't make content on. A lot of people do the other way. They actually hate on 9 to 5s. However, then he started asking people for money on stream directly, saying, if you want to talk to me, if you want me to answer a question, you have to pay me $25. Something like that. Outrageous. So that's just when you know it's bad, bro. When he's down bad. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to ask you guys to pay me to answer questions. It's just that I just know there's people online that do that, and it's crazy to me, to be honest. But so far from you guys here that have entered red, do you guys think it's a psychological issue or a technical issue? Like, be honest with yourself. Look through your trading journal. Are you making psychological issues or mistakes? Or is there something wrong with your strategy where your technicals are not on point? Because if your technicals aren't on point, psychology is not saving you either. Michael said 100% mental. Okay. And what makes you come to that conclusion? Did you look through your trading journal and you realize you were taking a lot of trades that it's not that they didn't play out? Trades that are random. If they're random trades, yeah, I agree. 100% mental. But if they were part of your plan and you just lost, it's not a mental issue. It's a strategy issue. Again, if you guys just joined the stream and you want to enter the giveaway, join the free Discord server and then go to the announcements tab or channel and you just react to the message. That's it. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 people in the giveaway currently. For me, I gotta get used to losing trades. Okay, that's valid. I think most people's psychology comes from losing streaks or losing trades. See, the thing with how losing and winning works in anything that's psychological, guys, is losers hit a lot harder than winners. When you're on a winning streak, you feel a high, sure. You can get overconfident. But when you're in a losing streak, it affects you mentally much harder, much more difficult. Gold is going to our draw. Same with ES. Let's go. I'll show you guys a chart real quick. Imagine this is your equity curve. A lot of you guys are going into drawdown here, and then you're blowing an account, like a fund account, for example, or maybe even a personal, which you should never be blowing a personal account because your risk management should be a lot more. You should give yourself a lot more wiggle room. You shouldn't be trying to do these also account challenge flips that you see on YouTube, $10 to 1,000. Don't do that. Put in actual substantial money with that you can properly risk manage with. How can you properly do risk management with $10? Actually, you can't even do that trading futures. You're not even meeting the margin requirements for trading futures. I believe you need at least $100, depending on which broker you use. Some might be 250 or 500 is industry standards. But a lot of you guys are going in drawdown and you blow the account and you think you're not profitable. But what I have to tell you here is the more times you go through this drawdown period here and come out of it successfully, the stronger your mental becomes. You're telling your brain every time that you come out of drawdown that you're letting I'm tired. You're letting your market variance play out. You're letting your strategy play out. But too many of you guys are not letting this stage play out. That's the problem. Too many of you guys are blowing your account before this second part here. Let me color this. Like, too many of you guys are blowing your account during this red phase, when you should be going through this red phase, trading like how you are, and you'll at some point come in the green phase and be net positive. This is like what a normal trader's equity curve will look like. And this is just going to repeat itself over and over and over and over again. Matter of fact, someone even programmed the entire stock market based on just algorithms, like math. No patterns, no nothing. It's basically what the market is. The market moves just like this. Doesn't move like this, doesn't move like this. There's always going to be pullbacks. Same with your equity curve. So if you can't ever accept the fact that there's pullbacks, you're not going to make it in trading. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to sugarcoat stuff and tell you guys, you know, it's okay if you can't handle drawdown. It's not okay. If you can't handle drawdown, it's not okay. Because you're going to lose money. And I want you guys to make money. And if you want to be on the green side, you need to that's the wrong word. You need to practice controlling your emotions during this so that your equity curve and edge plays out like the green. If you can't do that, it's game over. All right? No matter how good your strategy is. If you can't control this is not going to happen to you. There's times where also you're in green and you don't even realize it. Some of you guys may be like, oh, nice, my strategy's working. But then as soon as it turns red, oh no, it's not working anymore. When this is a pullback, you then go higher. But you guys aren't sticking to the system long enough. Either that, or you haven't backtested long enough to determine whether your trading actually works. If what your trading strategy does not work, at some point you're actually going to go negative. All right? That's why some people cannot find very long-term consistency, because they either don't have enough long-term data or their emotions keep messing them up and down, up and down, up and down. So next time you're in drawdown, guys, make sure to continue sticking to your system that you've practiced over and over again. If you can do that, you're going to have a lot higher chance of succeeding trading in the markets, man. Same in poker. Negative feelings hit harder than positive ones, more impactful. You don't register the winners. Yeah, I agree. Like, your mind tells you that you're supposed to win, so when you win, it's fair. True. Just like I said, when you win, you feel like it's normal. You deserve it. But then when you lose, it's just like, I don't deserve this. In reality, when you got into trading, okay, anyone that gets into trading, before you even learn any technicals or anything, you should have already admitted to yourself that trading is not a linear line, and that trading, P&L wise, it's always going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Except the up and downs, you're making new highs. All right. I think too much social media is also bad for traders. You guys probably see people winning all the time, never lose. That's extremely toxic, because when you start losing, you think something is wrong with you. In reality, there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the content you're consuming. So it's not you. It's the content that you're consuming that's affecting what you think. Your expectations and what you think about trading is very unrealistic in terms of day to day. Promise you, if you can stick to your system that's profitable over the long run, your returns per month can be very massive. But too many people just can't do that, so they never see big returns. That's why when people see 100 risk reward in a month, is that even possible? They ask me. Yes, it's possible if you stick to your system, but too many people don't stick to the system. If you're always making these small mistakes, they add up, and of course your positive P&L at the end of the month, you're maybe only up 10 risk reward, 5 risk reward. Because all these small mistakes you don't even realize. People are not self-aware. You got to be self-aware when you're trading. I need to seriously implement set and forget rule. All my trades have stop loss and TP, but next day or after some time lack of patience or this feeling the brain doesn't want to accept B or stop loss is disgusting. I'm just quitting early or trailing stop loss to dumb levels. Okay, if you watch my content, Michael, I don't know if you're new, you can hear from multiple of my videos. I focus on taking A and A plus setups. In those setups, I rarely ever go break even. It is like set and forget style of how I trade. And for trailing stop loss, I don't do that either. I don't partial, I don't trail. I don't have much trade management once I'm in my trade. Because I know if my direction is correct, it's gonna go towards my TP. My direction and timing is correct, it's gonna go towards my TP. So what's the point of micromanaging my trade? Like, people that trail stop loss might get stopped out too early. Instead of cashing this, they might get stopped out here. Like, why? Why get stopped out here? There's so much more to the trade here. These are things you have to journal. By the way, for those that are course members, check your WAP account. I think a lot of you guys are forgetting that inside the WAP account, you have access to a link that sends you directly to my trading journal, which consists of literally like 630 plus trades I've taken, all journaled out for you, and you can learn a lot from them. Don't share the link to other people obviously outside the course. I mean, you're paying for all this exclusive content. You shouldn't be sharing it anyway, but I'm just saying, if you don't even notice that or don't even know about it, go into your WAP. Then we have 7 votes. Oh, the light almost fell off. We got 7 votes here. Oh. Alright, does anyone else have any questions regarding trading? Let's see. I also need to figure out how to go like live on TikTok, but with like split screen of TradingView. I need to figure that out. Okay, I should try to see if I can figure that out right now. Matter of fact, let's see. Live. Go live. Seems like I might need to get TikTok downloaded. Alright, we're gonna download TikTok Studio and see if going live on TikTok is gonna work. I think it's not easier also for people to join TikTok lives and then what's it called? Then YouTube live streams because of how convenient I guess TikTok is nowadays for most people. Also think low-key TikTok live is so cringe with the galaxies and stuff. Like every time I see someone streaming and getting, it's just cringe to me. Come on, guys. We've been break even at 850 Discord members. We gotta hit that 1K soon. I think there's like a special perk for the server also I get, I think, at 1K members. Again, I'm still doing trade recaps posted to the YouTube. If you guys have other stuff you want to see, let me know. Currently trying to figure out this TikTok live thing here. Wonder if you connect to just YouTube directly. It's weird. It doesn't work. Interesting. It's very strange. Alright, not sure why it's not working. Is anyone here currently trading? There's a... I have a potential stop runner set up on gold for me. So we can maybe go live on my phone. I can, but I don't think it can show my screen, unfortunately. Let's see. No, I can't. I'm not really active, or I don't really have too much going on with all their social media platforms. It's really just YouTube. See if there's a way to split screen here somehow. Background? No. Maybe I should get 3 monitors for streaming. Can have like stream chat here on the right, main monitor on obviously in the middle, and like a vertical. I also want getting like a vertical monitor. And you guys use a vertical monitor? Like, what do you guys use it for? I've seen people that don't stream or do anything have vertical monitors in their room. So I've just been wondering, like, what's the point, you know? Some people use it for Discord, but I think that's what I'm gonna use it for. So I don't have to switch tabs all the time when I stream. And you guys here actively getting payouts though, whether you're a course member or not. Maybe you can invite some people on stream next time. For those that don't mind talking in front of the camera, obviously. Talk about your your story, how you traded, going over payouts, what helped you become successful. Because I feel like when I started trading to get more motivation, interviews and like bringing people on, watching podcasts gave me like good motivation to continue. But I will say there's a lot of misleading content nowadays too online. It's got to be really careful. Bro, to be able to invite people, you have to first have them. I'm not sure what that means. Have them? You don't have to meet them in person. Just do like maybe like Zoom call or something. But I know there's a lot of people aren't comfortable being on the internet, so can't interview everyone. But we definitely had students already start opening their personal account as well as getting payouts. So there's like prospects of people I can interview, but they're not comfortable with doing interviews with their face on YouTube. But, if you think you're one of those extroverts that love to be on the internet, whatever reason, message me. If you're already profitable, getting payouts. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for people to interview that are two criteria. You have to be already getting payouts consistently with a track record of that, or at least a personal account track record, and also, what's the word? Be comfortable with being interviewed and potentially having your face like on video. Once I turn profitable, I'll come back to you. Sweet. I'm glad to hear that. Because I do have a Google form, and people were telling me they do want to see. Like, I was asking you guys what type of content you guys want to see, and people were saying they want to see like student like interviews or just interviews with profitable traders. And I'm sure those videos will do well. People will find interest in those. Like, I'm sure people find my trade recaps interesting too and learn from them, but I think it gets repetitive at some point. Like, too repetitive. That's my personal opinion. If you guys don't think they're too repetitive, then I'll keep doing them. But I think they're too repetitive because my strategy is the same. I just trade the same thing every day. Like, there isn't too much variation to how and what I trade. I was trading a different strategy every day, like some of these YouTubers that post a different strategy every other week. Sure. But no, I don't trade different strategies every other week. Exact same system. That's just how I like it. You used to have a YouTube channel? Tough. Until it got hacked? Yikes. I'm hoping I never get hacked. I'm just saying, if I ever... Well, there's people that are making like fake accounts of me on Discord. So if you guys ever get someone message you on Discord saying it's J Trades, don't respond. Block them. Immediately block them. Because they tend to copy like the bio links. Like, they're pretty, I guess, close nowadays. So make sure you're like on top of your like game in terms of identifying scams, because can't be held responsible. It would suck if someone paid them and they don't get anything back. But why don't you guys start your own YouTube channel? I think people are just scared to start a YouTube channel. I started my channel originally at first just to see, like, because I like making content in general. I used to make like, I don't think people will go find it, but I used to make content in a different genre on YouTube. Different niche. It wasn't trading related. So I've been making content my entire life. So like recording videos, posting them, it's nothing new to me. I enjoy making content for y'all. I think the main thing is really like getting burnt out potentially. Sometimes you get burnt out. That's why I don't really like upload daily. I don't want to make it seem like a job to post. I want it to be seem more like something where if I find something informational or educational that I can teach you guys, I'll post a video. If I don't, I'm not gonna just post a video just because I want to post a video. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste y'all's time. Trying to make the best of it. But man, I gotta find some other hobbies. I feel like I'm getting more and more bored every day. Oh. What session do you guys be trading? I used to trade London session a lot more, to be honest. It wasn't because of like a profitability reasons or anything like that. I just used to trade like stay up or late. It's not a thing I do anymore though. Back in my prime, staying up for London session. It was not healthy. Let's just say that. So I stopped. Trade London. Yeah, it depends where you are in the world. Some of y'all London's like your New York session, you know what I'm saying? You know, I told one of my mentorship students, I was like, yo, once he hit, he's like a pretty recent mentorship student. Worked with him I think 2 months ago. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Once you hit 25K in payouts around then there, let's play some games together. You know? Or whenever you go full time. I need other people, other full time traders to be doing stuff because I'm just bored. Mod London's at 4 a.m. Yeah, Mod London's at 3. Or sorry, 2 a.m. So 4 a.m. Yeah, you definitely not trading 4 a.m. Hell no. The thing with making connections and friends is, dude, it's just like someone's working a 9 to 5. I can't relate to them. I'd have to find hobbies to do with people that trade full time too, because only people that trade full time know what it's like to trade. Trust me, like if you tell someone about trading that's not in trading, dude, they're not gonna understand, you know, how trading works. They're gonna think you sit on a computer for 8 hours a day, when that's far from the truth. I'm usually 1 to 3 hours. I'd say more often than not, I'm 3 hours trading actively. The work session. Because I do want to get a good amount of frequency of setups. I don't want to just take one trade a day. No hate for people that take one trade a day, but I find myself, just because the first trade loses does not mean conditions are bad. Like, you gotta normalize losing in trading. Gotta normalize it, guys. What do you play? I mainly play Overwatch currently. That's like the main game I play. Back in the day, I used to play like the typical games you would play. But yeah, I'd say really Overwatch. I play a little bit of Valorant. But I thought Valorant was too sweaty, to be honest. Damn, I wish I can get my trading view on my TikTok live. I can't. That sucks. Right. Overwatch is dead, you think? I don't think it's dead. I feel like it's coming back low key. Not gonna lie. I will say it did kind of die off a lot from when Marvel Rivals came out. It's also another popular game. but it's definitely making its comeback right now because they added a lot of new stuff to Overwatch that I didn't know before. I was like, oh snap, these are like actual good changes. The game used to be hella toxic because I remember I used to play back in 2016, I think. Yeah, it was 20. I like got the game when it came out basically, when it was not free, and so trust me when I say this, it used to be hella toxic. When I say it was toxic, it was bad. Levers every other game. Tank meta? Were you still playing when they had 5v5 or 6v6? Because the thing is now Overwatch is only 5v5 for comp. What rank were y'all in Overwatch, by the way? When you're playing? I never got past like above plat, so I never got to diamond. But honestly, I need to start trying more. Like, play around too much. Gotta start taking it seriously. Peak was GM? Damn, nice. What do you guys play now then, nowadays? I feel like games are almost like low-key dying in general. I'm thinking about like the new gen. The dudes in middle school, high school, like elementary school, people are like on brain rot TikTok now. Like, are kids still playing games nowadays? Like, what's like the meta? Tank's not really. The thing is, there's no like double tank and stuff anymore because 5v5. Roblox brain rot? Yikes. Can't be me. You won't find me doing that. I really did not play much Roblox, if not any, when I was a kid. I know a lot of people did, but I never found the hype, to be honest, in it. I understand it now once someone explained it to me, but I was like, before I was like, eh. It's just like mini games in a game. What's y'all's like favorite training YouTubers you guys be watching? Aside from obviously me. I stopped watching a lot of training YouTubers. Like, once I found my system, I won't lie, I still did watch a few people. Like, once I developed a profitable strategy and did all my bad testing, I still watched a little bit just to get like more motivation, but mainly so see if I was missing anything. I felt like I could have learned something, but at this point I realized there's only so much tentacles, guys, in training you can learn. Like, once you got your tentacles down, it's time to start focusing on your psychology. And that's just from practice. I'd say practice and awareness are the two main things for improving your psychology. Nothing is caring less. I know it sounds like doesn't make sense. I'll make a video on it actually today, or maybe not today, next week. But when you care less about trading, you actually perform better. A lot of people need to hear this because I remember my first ever payout. Like, it was crazy because I'd blow accounts back in the day, like funded accounts. And those were times when I was trying so hard in trading. Like, when I say trying so hard in trading, I mean during active trading hours, I was taking, you guys don't want to know, man. I was taking like 50 to 100 trades a day, trading almost every session. Nothing wrong with trading every session, but when you take that many trades, clearly you're revenge trading or something, right? Most trading systems, you won't find someone that takes that many trades. So then what happens is those accounts will get blown, but the accounts where I only take 1 to 3 trades a day, or I just don't care much about trading, where I get off the charts after I have a green day, for example, those are the accounts where I've taken payouts on. Like, that's crazy, right? It's crazy to think of, crazy to imagine, but that's really how it is in trading. And I wish I can go back in time, and I wish someone told me that. But it took me too long to realize that. Way too long. Should have realized that way sooner. Profitability would have been closer, around the corner, than taking a few more months. Because I think understanding and developing a system should take you 3 to 6 months max, including like developing that screen time and some intuition, if you want to call it, for the system. But try not to try to keep it mechanical. Monster Hunter World? Never heard of that game, to be honest. You guys play like do you guys play any very niche games? I don't really play too many niche games. Mainly FPS has always been my thing. Typical mouse and keyboard, not much console, to be honest. But I hope you guys that did vote that you ended last month red. I do hope that you guys at least journaled your month. A very big red flag that I see in a lot of unprofitable traders is they come to me, say they're unprofitable. Aside from asking for free help, which I don't give, by the way. I ask them about journaling, and they're like, I can't show you my journal, or I don't have a journal. So then I'm like, how do you know like what's wrong with their trading? And I bet you, if someone says they don't have a journal, their psychology is probably messed up. It's not as hard as you guys think to journal your trades. It's really not. It doesn't take much time out of your day, and it shouldn't. Like, I'd say, even with my complex journal I have, it should only be 30 minutes max. After a training session, 30 minutes. You can cut off, I wouldn't recommend cutting off sleep, but you can cut off entertainment time, TV time, you can cut off other things for 30 minutes. If that 30 minutes helps you become a better trader and improve, like, why would you not do that? Otherwise, I feel like you're wasting a lot of your time. If you lose an account, blow something, and you don't know like what you actually did. Just being lazy, yeah. I think a lot of it does have to do with laziness, but not just that, but also people don't trust the process enough. They trust themselves more than the process. So what I mean by that when I say that is, if you trust the process, or if you trust yourself more than the process, you're gonna end up not journaling, because you think you yourself is enough to become profitable. But in reality, that's not entirely true. You gotta do stuff also that's not just active trading, you know. By the way, for those that just joined the stream, make sure to leave a like if you're enjoying the stream, so I can do more of these. And if you want to enter the giveaway, click that link to join the free Discord server. And then the giveaway, you just have to react to the announcements channel with the confetti, and you'll be in the giveaway. What I'm gonna do is, I think I'm just gonna spin the giveaway on stream here. You guys have to give you guys a better chance of winning. All right, we'll keep it fair and square. There's a 16% chance of winning currently. 6 people in the giveaway. giveaway. Again, for the 1,000 Discord member giveaway, which is going to be a bigger giveaway, I'll make sure to keep it open for 24 hours so people in other time zone don't feel left out. So that's ultimately the goal, because I think that's gonna be a bigger milestone. 11K is cool, but getting 1,000 people into Discord is cooler. Also been trying to see like what are people missing in terms of free content. I have a ton of free content in my Discord server, but I feel like sometimes when people ask me certain questions, I realize I guess people are just lazy to read certain things in the Discord server. Like there's so many. There's literally a get started with trading section in Discord server for beginners. There's a lot of resources in there that I built for you guys to take advantage of, so you guys can get a head start in your trading. Again, for those that are on the other channel or TikTok, just going live here, answering any training questions that you guys may have. And once the trading like ETU group gets big enough, I'll reconsider doing like group meetings weekly. But until then, I'll keep them on the YouTube. So there's more people, I guess, here asking questions. Help some more people out here. But usually I tend to like to do, for guys that know how my stream, I usually like to do a quick recap like of the trades I've taken recently, and then depending on what time it is, if it's new session, I'll look for trades. I've done a few streams where I've taken trades and called them out during Asia session, but I'm usually not a fan of trading during Asia. Especially on indices, because very bad conditions or setups. Alright, I think it's time to spin the wheel. I think it is time. I don't want to make this stream too much longer for y'all if you guys don't really have many other questions here for me. So let's get this wheel going here. Last call, by the way, for those that are not, if you guys are not in a giveaway, to react in the Discord server, join the server, join the giveaway. I'm gonna put y'all's name here real quick, and I'm gonna pull up on stream in a second here. There's a better website, dude. I don't like the color of this wheel. Okay, cool. This should work perfectly. React in a Discord? Yeah. So go to the announcements channel, Discord, and go to, it's a message you just have to react to. Go here. It's a message in a Discord channel. Just react to that so I know what names to add on this wheel. I'm gonna spin it live with you guys here in a second. Alright, is everyone on the wheel? Everyone ready? About to spin this joint. Again, if you win and you're already in the course, don't worry, you'll get access to the 1 month of the indicator, and I'll give the coupon code for the course to someone else to give others a chance. If obviously you're not in the course at all, then you'll get the 25% off plus the indicators. 1 month of the indicators. Alright. So let's see. Oh, this is my first ever giveaway. Alright. We got 8 people total, guys. If you didn't join, it's probably too late. Adding people right now. There's a 12% chance for each person to win. I'm gonna remove myself reacting, obviously. So, okay. We have Victor, Frisco, NV_me. I think this guy's already in the course. Light, he's already in the course as well. Oh yeah, let me share my screen. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Alright, you guys see this? Oh, I just can't stream for too long with this ring light, dude. It's just so bright. Jeez. Okay. Tony. Damn, that name Tony reminds me of that Tony LC sign guy, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Tony Jesse S underscore. Not familiar who that is. I'm just gonna write their name S underscore. Stampede. Alright. Guys, this is everyone. Last call, because I'm gonna spin this joint here. What the? #1 gifter badge? What is that? Again, for those that are on the TikTok, you gotta join the Discord server. It's on my website. We're spinning the wheel right now, so let me see if I can share my screen here. Don't worry, there's gonna be another giveaway next time, guys. Once we hit 1,000 Discord members, we're like 150-ish, 151 members away. All right, flipping the camera here. Nice. Okay. Now here's the chat. All right, 3, 2, 1. Again, one winner. If the winner is a course member, we'll give the code to someone else. Oh snap! We got Tony. Congratulations, Tony, for winning. Let me see if Tony. I don't think he's in the. He's not in the course. Okay. All right. There's a winner, everyone. I'm gonna end the stream here. All right. We just did the giveaway here. Again, don't worry if you didn't win this time. We have another giveaway next time. The giveaway next time is gonna be the same thing, except even bigger. It's gonna be a 1 year indicator access instead of 1 month. And then, I believe I said for the course, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, congratulations, Tony. I see you in the chat now in the stream. Congratulations on winning. DM me on Discord, Tony, that you won, and I'll get back to you with the codes to get access to the indicator, and then of course, if you want to join the course with the 25% off, which is like literally the lowest price anyone's ever paid for the course. Just message me. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's stream, y'all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.